Like this? Got it. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I'm Dylan Gaston. Just so you know. So I'm gonna start this off by saying, according to Dennis, I am not a swimmer. I'm a baseball player. My parents made me swim at Sudley every summer for 13 years. I agreed to it because swimming helped me stay in shape for baseball and I love competition. When given the choice of swim or tennis in the afternoons, I always chose tennis. In fact, my name was on 2 plaques in the tennis pavilion after finally beating Elliot Camo and Ben Cooper in the round robin championship. Sudley summers were the best growing up and I made lifelong friends. For me, Sudley was more than just about the swim team. It was about playing sharks and minnows in the deep end, manhunt around the grounds, the Sudley Book Club, and tennis baseball on the field. It was about family, friends, and fun, and it just happened to have a winning swim team. Dennis often reminded me, "Boy, you swim like me. It ain't pretty, but it gets the job done." I took that as a compliment at the time. My first year on the swim team was pretty painful. I screamed, cried, and refused to get in the water. While Jake was killing in the pool, I was hanging on Ashley Boyle for my life. By the next summer, I made the big meet in freestyle and backstroke while Jake was legal in all 4 strokes. In the 8 and under age group, I was at the top of my age with Jake, David Hudson, and Billy Baseman. I even had both A relay spots, which is very rare for me. That doesn't happen. And I was racking up a ton of ribbons. I slowly moved down the roster with the arrival of Ben Cooper. To escape swim practice, I would often hide in the showers with Landon Kraft and Troy Other until Dennis figured us out and chased us back to practice. Funny enough, there were days here at work that I dreamed of doing the same thing. During my 11-12 age group year, swimming became more about friendships than actual swimming. Some of my closest friends are the kids that I met at Sudley. World Team Tennis also started that year and I was hooked. I was on Great Britain where Troy Other and I carried us to a championship. Even now, I play pickleball at Sudley with the goal of beating Christine. One day, I promise you it will happen. I'm coming for you. Joking, Working for Dennis has been a new Sudley adventure. I wanted to work with all my friends who were working the year before me, not realizing that it was what it was like to work for Dennis Miller. My parents always tell me, if you can work for Dennis Miller, you can work for anybody. For me, the best part of working at Sudley Club was I was working with the people I grew up with, learning important lessons together. One of the lessons that I learned is the importance of supporting each other at work. For example, one morning, Dennis assigned me to the morning ground shift, the 6 to 1, or now it's more like the 6:45 to 1 o'clock.
Yeah!
And later, on the 10 to 4 ground shift came in Hatcher Young and Hayden Crabb. It was my first ever morning ground shift, so I had some idea of what to do. During the shift, we were required to empty the trash cans around the grounds and clean out all the used coals from the grills. Hatcher and Hayden were doing trash while I cleaned the grills. Sometimes, some of the coals are still hot, so you hold off the coals to cool them down. Since we should actually not touch the hot coals, I waved my hands over them, and they did not feel hot to me. So I went to the dumpster in the gravel lot to throw them out as required and went on with my day. 30 minutes later, I heard Dennis over the loudspeaker calling the groundskeepers to report to the gravel lot. Once we got down there, we saw a little dumpster fire. It was completely funny. Dennis screamed, "Boys! Who set the dumpster on fire?" I slowly raised my hand and said, "I believe I did." He told me never to do grills again, and still to this day, I do not touch the grill. I would also like to report that both Hatcher and Haiti were great supporters by laughing at me and by filling buckets of water on the fire. And not buckets, I mean trash cans full of water. So, it was a lot of water. Working at Sudley for me is not just about working. I enjoyed the late night staff pickleball games, the Bible study, staff manhunt, and the late night chats we had. Again, it's all about fun and friendship. Coaching is the best part of working at Sudley, even though I am not a swimmer, according to them. I always wanted to be a swim coach since my career goal is to be a health and PE teacher. For 2 years, I was a substitute coach, but this year, I coach lane 8 with fellow senior Cassidy Daly. Shout out lane 8. I like having a good connection with the swimmers, watching them improve, and being a good role model for them. I love to cheer them on during their events and remind them that with practice, they will improve. You do not have to be the best at something to be good and have a great time with it. Look at me, for example. The swim team is more than about winning all the time. It's about being part of a team, having fun, and being a part of Sudley traditions, like divisional week, dances, the bowling trip, bingo nights, team picnics, and raft nights. One of my favorite memories was when Don got his ears pierced after winning a divisional meet, and another one was winning the divisional meet for Michael Mansell in 2017. This speech is about what Sudley means to me, and to me it means family. Sudley is a bunch of families who come together to form one giant family, including the grumpy grandfather we all know as Dennis Miller. Sudley has given me lifelong friends like Hatcher Young, Connor and Troy Utter, Peter Davis, Rowan Potts, Hayden and Landon Kraft, Mikey Utley, and Nick Chirico. We all met as 8 and unders, and we still hang out almost every day in the summer. I can't imagine summers without them. I would also like to thank everyone on the staff for making this year a year of them. So thank you. This place has brought me endless memories that I'm very grateful to have. From making the big meets, to my belly flop last splash with Rowan Potts, and my frog splash on Mikey in the staff skate. I got emotional at the end of today's meet because I will never get to race against my friends for a heat ribbon again. I will never again get to work with the people I grew up with, and I will never get to be a part of Divisions Week, which is one of my favorite weeks. I hope the new families enjoy this place as much as I did growing up, and I hope you continue to make great memories here at Sudley Club. To all of you little jits out there, enjoy the time you have here at Sudley Club because it goes by faster than you think. I am forever grateful that God brought me to this place. Sudley has been my life for the past 13 years, and it's so sad to see it end. Lastly, to finish it off, once a Seahorse, always a Seahorse. Thank you.